my god, it's a square. Yes, this is probably one of the weirdest ceiling fans I have ever come across. This is the Square, yes, that's the name, the Square ceiling fan by Catalina Lighting. And I can already tell there's a whole lot that I'm going to forget to mention in this video. So if you want to learn more about this and the company as a whole, Dan Newman has a video about Moss manufacturing and Catalina Lighting. But the basics is that Catalina Lighting was a company made by David Moss after all the shenanigans with Moss happened. This thing, you might be wondering, like, is this some kind of absurd creation from the late 90s or early 2000s? This is actually from 1987, according to the tag on the motor bracket, which you can't see because it's in there. But very strange. Definitely something that was way too ahead of its time. Something probably that's still too ahead of its time, because, like, what even is this? But yeah, very, very cool. The motor is by Aircool, I believe. Catalina Lighting was just an import brand from what I understand. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but yeah. And before I start to show this fan on its paces, we need to acknowledge the fact that this thing is in chrome and white. Yeah, it's not too uncommon that chrome fans have white blades, but to have white blade brackets is pretty strange. So while I continue to ramble, let's turn on low. And it is quite hummy. I think if you wanted this thing to be quieter, you'd have a bunch of like rubber like isolators everywhere, but there aren't that much on this, so you get a lot of hum. So yeah, this thing is literally like if a Hugger, a bathroom exhaust fan, and a robot had a bastard child, and I love it. This thing somehow was a childhood fan, because back in I think 2011, there was one of these in all white, as you see here, that with the Hugger version, in some ice cream shop on the, like, not even on the boardwalk. It was in some town around Lavalette. And I remember seeing it, I'm like, this is the weirdest thing ever. And I do have a video of it. If you want to watch it, I'll put it in the description. It's very short. But yeah, that one was all bent up, had a replacement blade iron, just has seen better days. Has a good low speed. This thing came off of Marketplace about, it was in like the middle of 2021, I think. It was only 20 bucks, which I thought was cool, but it was kind of far away from me, so I had a family member pick it up. And I gotta say, this was one of the best Marketplace sellers ever. I don't know if I still have pictures of it, but they literally took this entire thing apart, put it neatly in a cardboard box, like open top cardboard box. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but yeah, and then they put everything together with painter's tape and labeled each part. Like, my god, that's beautiful. Throw it to medium. And it works just fine. So there were other versions of this type of fan. This one that's like pretty much a Hugger, where it mounts, you know, directly to the ceiling, seems to be the rarer version. There were ones that were mostly flush mounted, but they were available with a down rod too. So yeah, this is like a really rare fan, but it's just like so weird. There are also versions of this that had square light kits and square cane. Just like, we need more square. I might eventually put a chrome light kit on this. I think a schoolhouse globe would look really stupid, but there are, I think Craft Made still sells forearm light kits for this. So that could be cool. Another problem that these seem to have, and I'm not really sure why, also voice crack, but the blades usually like sag or droop down, and I really have no idea why, because these blade brackets don't seem cheap. I mean, they might be, but they seem fine. So I don't know what causes that, but this one has avoided that plague, so that's nice. Look at that mirror shine. Alright, let's go to high. It does wobble a bit. It's probably not even noticeable. Oh, well, you can hear that. That's from, I think, like, the mounting bracket moving back and forth or something with the outer housing. I don't know. But it only does it sometimes, so it's putting on a show for the camera. But man, this thing is going a lot faster than I thought it would. With this being an import motor type deal, it definitely works more off of speed than it does pitch. So the pitch is very shallow, so overall the air movement is just, it's decent. But it's nothing like crazy. Yeah, definitely moving more air than I thought it would for this thing being basically like a novelty piece. Man, this thing is, I can't even believe I found one of these. So strange. And square. Yeah, let's turn it off. Oh yeah, that also happens if you pull on the chain too hard. I think I need to put like WD-40 in it. Yeah, overall the chrome is in decent shape. I cleaned it up a little bit because especially on the bottom here, there was like random, like I thought it was rust spots, but I think it was just dirt because it did come off like easier than I thought it would. And I won't show reverse on this, they're just going to have to trust me that it works, I just don't feel like it. Mostly because it's a little finicky. Like, I don't know, the switch might be going or something, or the contacts might be bad. But it only starts sometimes and I don't feel like dealing with that. Yeah, I would very much welcome finding an all-white one of these, because that would be the exact childhood version, but I think I completely lucked out with this. This is 52 inches, by the way, if I didn't say it. The whole thing, though, is quite large for a Hugger fan. Even though it's the same size as other 52-inch ones, it just looks bigger. The blade brackets have all that hang, I guess because of the way the motor housing is shaped. I don't know. Let's get one more down below shot. I know I've been obsessed with that this video, but I think it's cool. Bearings on it are good, as you can see by how long it's taking to stop. Wow, still going. And there you have it. The Moss / Catalina Lighting square fan. Thanks for watching.